All right, guys. What is going on? What is good? What is good? Man, it's been a rough day analysis-wise. Today, Friday, July 21st, 2023. We'll go over a few things, and what we'll do is probably have a short stream today. That is probably the case. Friday's typically our lowest view count day, and I think today has been decent, but not all that great. Know what I'm saying? So I'll talk about what I mentioned last night in our market review. And then I guess we can just take a look at things and see what has taken place today and why I think today has been not an ideal trading day. What's good, Naruto? Trillionaire Charlie BG 2020 and Hadar, what up? What up? Guys, drop a like when you get in here. Let me know. Let me know with the sound check that everything is good. That everything is Gucci gang. I'm not centered. Maybe it's because my fucking... Maybe I'll sit closer. There we go. There we go. As far as announcements go, let's see. I didn't write it down. All right, the member goals, that's right. So our member goal, the last one was 125. We got to that, so the next goal became 150. And as of today, we are at 145. We are at 145. If yes, I think it's not showing YouTube main live page anymore. I'm not sure what you mean, Charlie. I'm not sure what you mean. I felt like everything was cool, and then I changed the title, and then nobody tunes in. I'm like, oh shit. Well, what the fuck? You know, hey. I mean, look, it is what it is, man. I mean, it is what it is. The only thing, man, that I would say that is on the table for today is probably lower Nasdaq. But we need to see some evidence. Here is the Dow. So we're flying in sub count. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Well, members too. Matter of fact, let me check one more thing. I mean, YouTube helps out greatly with that. I will be honest, because I see the analytics on the back end, and YouTube does their part to a degree. We are at I want the specific number. For subscribers, we are at 5,857, which is interesting because at the beginning of the year we only had, I think, 3,800 and some change. So we've grown by about 2,000 this year. I mean, you know, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Let me see. As far as I posted this the other day. As far as the views go for this year, because I can look at 2023. For the year, so that means from January, we really didn't start. We didn't really hop back on YouTube until the 14th. So we only had like half of January. But with half of January, Between then and yesterday, we have a total of 79,000 views, over 11,000 watched hours, 1.9k subs, 1,921. Okay, so almost 2k then. Now, I'll be honest, I would say probably about 6,000 of those views came from shorts, so I don't know if I'd count that. But either way, we are set to do anywhere from 100 to 150k views this year. So like if we do not grow at all and if we stay where we are at and maybe slightly increase, we'll do 150k views for this year. So, I mean, we'll definitely hit 100k views. That's okay. I mean, at this point, we average about 400 to 600 views a day. Couldn't find the stream to save my life. So, are people having trouble finding the stream? Is that what it is? Did YouTube hit me with the bamboozle? So I guess what, I used to be on the main page and I guess now I'm not anymore? Man, I guess you fucking change your title and you just get fucked up. Is that what happens? YouTube in their algorithm, man. You only saw a notification. Man, that's interesting. Might be that my subscribers, others show live, you don't. All right, well, I guess I have something to try and figure out this weekend. I have no idea. Because, man, we were getting like 30, 40. And now we're back at like 10 or 15. I mean, what the I mean, look, it doesn't make a difference to me. I mean, I would rather teach more people than less. But, you know, if you don't want to be here, you don't. If you really want to be here, you'll find a way to be here. You know what I mean? Members only in the... Oh, is that what I did? Did I make it members? Did I make the live stream members only? Oh, shit. Maybe that's what it is. Did I do that? Maybe that's what it is. Shouldn't be that way. Let me see. Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. Did I fuck that up? Let's try that. Let's try that. Let's see if that fixes it. It must have been, you know what? It must have been in the settings. Because I had posted, I went back the other day and rewrote. Yeah, non-members are fucked right now. You should have became a member, bro. But no, I promised free live streams. So we got to do free live streams. No, because what happened was I went back and made one of the streams member only. And I guess now it's saying that I made the live stream member only, which I don't know how that even happened. I guess I clapped myself. I guess I did that. Here I am blaming YouTube. It was me. Well, shit. I didn't know. Visibility public. Yeah. So the visibility should be public, but only members can comment. That's how it should be right now. Oh, yeah. See, now we went from 10 to 20. I guess you were right. I guess you guys were right. Teamwork makes the dream work. I always said I wasn't perfect, man. Here I am proving it to you again. So thank you guys for helping me out with that. I appreciate it. I knew something had to be different. It was something. Well, look at me being a goober in front of the internet. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. That's right. I've had more embarrassing things happen in life. So it's cool. Oh shit. So Wednesday's stream must have been member only. That makes sense now. Well, apologies, public. But your ass should have been a fucking member anyway. But I'm sorry. But I really didn't mean to do that. Because we just fixed it. Just open a new tab on YouTube and you were on the homepage. Oh, okay. You know what I think it is? Because we have 145 members. So YouTube's going, oh, well, look at this guy. He monetizes YouTube and now he's making, you know, because YouTube gets a cut. You know that, right? So YouTube's going, oh, he's making us some money. Same with Amazon. Amazon has an incentive to sell my book. Hell, they get the biggest fucking cut. You guys didn't know that, huh? Yeah. When we get into business and you get into royalties, you're going to find out real quick why a lot of authors don't make good money. Okay? You're going to realize. You look at, bro, just go look at it. Just go into Google, right? Matter of fact, let me see if I can do it. I just don't know what's in my Google history, so I'm not going to show you the screen. All right. So anyway, let me see. Author royalties calculator. Let's see if we have that. Book royalties calculator. Let me see. Print. Retail price of 10. Does that do anything? Oh no, they want me to sign up for some bullshit. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Amazon's calculator. Paperback. Black and white interior with white paper. All right. So, all right. So here's just to show you some shit, okay? And we're gonna look at the markets too, but you know, I want to show you guys what really happens, okay? So check this out. This is just an Amazon. This is actually KDP, okay? So this is the real shit. Now this is just strict settings: paperback, black and white interior, 5x8, 200 pages, and listed for $20. Okay, so if you list it for $20, it costs $3 to print, and the estimated royalty is $8. Okay, so that's how much you'll earn on each sale. Okay. And I guess 40% for paperback books sold through expanded distribution. So think about that. Shit. So you sell a book for $20, and this is like self-published, okay? You only make $8. So that's less than half. All right. So now you know. Now you know. So what does that mean? Well, Amazon includes the cost of actually printing the book, right? Now that has to come out of the price, obviously, but Amazon's not going to eat that, and the author's not going to eat that, right? So Amazon hasn't even had their profit yet because you're using their platform, their payment processing, just like YouTube, okay? So think about it. the book sells for 20 bucks. You get 8. It costs 4 to print. So where's that other 6 going to? Or that other 5 and some change? Where's that going? Amazon. Okay. Now, mind you, why is my book $36 or $35? Well, because shit, bro. I wanted at least $10 of profit per book. So in order to get $10, it's actually $10.50 per copy. Okay. My book, the printing cost alone is like $12. You didn't know that, did you? We'll get into business streams one day. I'll show you all kind of shit. I'll show you how to make fucking more than 10 G's selling books. Okay. I'll teach you how to do some shit. All right. But that day's not going to be today. Anyway, Thursday we don't stream on YouTube. I guess Wednesday was member only. So again, apologies. But if you watched the market review yesterday, I talked about this level here for the Dow and how we never got to it, right? So what do you think that has done today? It's our low of the day right now. So we had a pre-market low, we rallied, and then 8:30 our open is here. So the market reaches higher. This is actually manipulation because I think it was Nasdaq who was higher. Now this was a really, really nice play. If you look at this from this morning, this up candle right here. Okay, that's a higher high right there at 8:30. See that? That's a higher high right there. S&P didn't have that. I don't know which high is which because I'm not overlapping it. That's a lower high. Man, they don't even have the same fucking highs. Anyway, so they drop lower, they retrace, and then they slam dunk lower. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to look for shorts, but what about this is shortable? What about that is shortable? Nothing. Plus, if you look at, remember we talked on Wednesday about stop runs and, you know, what they look like, the difference between like a high and then candlesticks that have long wicks like this, right? And I've told you guys for a long time who've been here, you know how I always say, oh, that looks like a stop run. That looks like a stop run. Or, that's not a stop run, right? This, when it wicks down there, especially to a level that we talked about yesterday, and then it whips back up again, and it trades down in there multiple times, that is classic evidence of a stop run. Look at the bodies. Look at the bodies. 2020 bought that low. Oh, shit. My boy did the Y slime entry. My boy said, I'm going to fucking long where others are getting stopped out. Very nice. So if that's a stop run, do I want to short this market? Not really. And it hasn't done anything. Today's disgusting. I mean, what the fuck is this? This looks like the back of my desk behind the two monitors. What does that mean, John? Bro, first of all, okay, I did 0 cable management when I put all this shit together. So I've got a camera right there. I've got an arm, I don't know what you call it, holds your phone and shit. I've got one right there, 2 ring lights, the computer, 2 monitors, a keyboard, a stream deck, the microphone, the speakers, and the mic activator, and the audio interface. All those cords are behind the monitors, and it looks terrible. It looks like somebody grabbed a bowl of spaghetti and then spilt it over. Okay? 0 cable management. And I know, right? And that's what this is right here. This is slop. This is garbage. This is nothing. This is doo-doo McGee. What can you do with that? Nothing. There's nothing to do there. Okay? And we're definitely not shorting now. Okay? I wanted it to go lower. We didn't get that. And that's okay. We don't have to. Now with the S&P, I was watching this earlier. I'm a little bit surprised, but look what we did here this morning. What I wanted to do originally when I was watching this today is I wanted to short this imbalance right here. I wanted to short that on a retracement to go lower, but we ended up really dropping and clearing out all these lows here. I mean, like damn near all of them. This one, these two, and this one, and this one. Like we cleared out all kinds of lows. So what do you do then? If you have something that's like, if you don't have a high probability target, if you don't know where the market is going, then why take a trade? You know what I'm saying? So now I don't want to short this. Bunch of liquidity has already been swept. So what's the market going to reach for? That I do not know, my friend. I do not know. The Nasdaq, I think, is the only one that has some sort of target. See, the Nasdaq's doing some weird shit right now because it's got these lows here, and then it stopped short. Then it came down one more time, and then now it's rallying. So it's like, well, damn. All right. Now we didn't even run liquidity. So then what? I don't know. But I can tell you right now, if I am forced to press buttons, I can almost guarantee you I would take a loss today. I can almost guarantee I'd probably take a loss here. I think today's horrendous. I think it's absolutely horrendous. Who knows? I would say some people might look at this like equal highs. I don't really think I do. Only because it's not super clean and super obvious. Like if these two were together, then yeah, I'd probably rock that. I'd like that. But like this to me it's not super obvious. The only obvious thing we do have, I guess, would be like this high here specifically. So I guess we'll probably trade higher for the S&P. But is that something I want to trade? Like, do I want to put money on today? Fuck no. No. Wouldn't do it. Yeah, thanks, Willow. And that's a quote from Marcus Aurelius, right? It said, "Don't be overheard complaining, even in court or even to yourself." Something like that. So, did I ever post that link to Michael Sugrew's lecture on Marcus Aurelius? Dude, it's so good. It's from like the 80s. It's old. It's really old, but it's really worth listening to. He has a very interesting approach to Marcus Aurelius. And he talks about all types of other people too. Kierkegaard, Nietzsche. I don't know if he has one on Epictetus, but the guy's really famous too. He has like a few 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. But yeah, there's a really good video everybody should watch on Marcus. He has a little bit of humor too, so it's not like dry, but it's good. Super good. Sean can comment now. I don't know why you couldn't in the first place. Starting a YouTube channel and getting over the fear of speaking on camera seems more lucrative than writing a book and going to publish. Well, it depends. My book went fucking viral. Because remember, I didn't spend any ads. I didn't promote. If anything, I dropped it on accident because I released it and then I couldn't set like a date for the future. So I was just like, one day I was just like, oh, all right, my book's available on Amazon. Literally, no ads, no promotion. I made a really shitty cover. But what happened was, and this is why I published the book, because what happened is a lot of we had released the sniper course, right? The trade house and we released the sniper course back in 2019. After that, a lot of people were doing, you know, smart money courses and shit like that. So I was like, you know what? I want to have one of the first modern books on smart money. Not the first book on smart money. That's like Larry Williams, 1979. Okay. So the first modern version, I wanted to be one of the first. So that way we can have that history. Because I'm like, look, 3, 4, 5, 10 years from now, people are going to be trying to remake, you know, smart money courses and shit like that. And I'm going to be like, bro, we've been talking about this shit for a long time. Long time. Hell, it took me, I wrote it in like a year. I spent like the weekends writing it. Like, I wasn't in a hurry to publish it. But I wanted to have that like history to, you know, establish like, look, we've been doing this for a long time. So anyway, I don't know why we got on this subject, but oh, that's right. You were talking about a YouTube channel being lucrative. Okay, so what happened is a lot of people hated it. A lot of people hated it because it was ICT and his fucking goons and all those fucking weirdos that were sharing it. They were talking shit about it. Hell, me and Michael even went back and forth for like a day. We were writing paragraphs at each other. Seriously. That was a fun time. My inbox was blowing up. I had death threats, all kind of shit. All kind of shit. That's why it went #1 on Amazon, because he exposed it to his following. And all those Telegram groups were resharing it with 5,000, 10,000 people. I mean, literally, it blew up. And it went #1 on Amazon shortly after that. So that's why I tell you guys, if you want to sell something, or, you know, if you have a service, if you can get free advertising, it's all money, bro. Attention is money. Okay. Why do you think celebrities do weird shit all the time? You know, like Adam 22, you know, and all that fuckery going on over there. Why do you think they do shit like that? Because it makes them a boatload of money, bro. Boatload of money. Dude is like pimping out his wife, man. And of course that's going to grab the attention. So then what do people do? They make memes. They make shorts, and it reshares and it reshares, and it just drives more attention to them. Drives more attention to their whatever it is, OnlyFans or podcasts or whatever, merchandise, yada yada. And they get, like, Adam 22 probably is stupid rich. You know what I mean? Because people make fun of him and joke and shit like that. He doesn't care. He's bro, guy's probably a multimillionaire. He doesn't give a fuck. You thought I cared when people were saying, "Oh, come to New York, come to New York." First of all, fuck New York. Dirty ass city. Every fucking day is trash day. Okay? So full offense, okay? If you're from New York, it is what it is. Your city is fucking garbage, okay? And there's a lot of traffic, and it is what it is, okay? The rats are the size of my fucking computer. Like, it's ridiculous, okay? I mean, some of y'all are pretty cool, but in general, ugh, New York, ugh. But, you know, it's like, look, I appreciate the attention. I do. Because Amazon wrote me some fat checks. Fat checks. I told you I was getting $10 a copy. I sold thousands of copies. Not 1,000, thousands of copies. Give me all the attention. Oh yeah, spam the link. Sure. You know, talk about it in your group of 5,000, 6,000 people. Oh, you got a few thousand followers. Talk shit about it. Go ahead. I see that back office. Bitch, I'm getting paid. Okay? So you really think that it's a bad thing to like have people talk shit about you? No, dude, it's good. If you have a way to monetize your attention, then you're blessed, bro. You know how many people like wanted me or wanted to be like mentored by me from that? A lot. People reach out to me all the time. Hey man, I just read your book. It was really cool, you know, yada yada. No such thing as bad publicity. Matter of fact, you should check your email from Wednesday. Marketing tips from a best-selling author. I put together a few tips that basically said the same thing. No such thing as bad publicity and other stuff. I wrote it and I forgot exactly what I wrote, but it was a topic that was at hand. And so when it was on my mind, I had to write it all down. And I wrote exactly what happened with me. You got to engage, bro. And that's what's funny about some of these guys on Twitter that got like 20, 30,000 followers. Because they're the ones that were talking the most shit. And now who's selling courses? Everything comes full circle. Everything comes full circle. Oh man, you fucking wrote a book. Yeah, buy my course for $250. Get the fuck out of here. I never priced anything that high. Never. Even my YouTube, you don't pay $200. Come on, man. Anybody that does that shit it's a cash grab, bro. It's a cash grab. I don't want to talk shit about Romeo because I think he's a decent trader, but you know, Romeo did the same shit. Dropped like a 6-hour course video live stream or something. It was like $125 or something. Mad people, you know, bought into it. It's a cash grab. I mean, which I can respect, you know, get your money. I'm not gonna hate on that. But it's just, I just don't want to do that. Plus, it wouldn't feel right anyway. For you to pay $100, $200 to teach you for what, like 5 hours? You're not going to learn everything you need to know in 5 hours. There's just no way. So for me, it wouldn't feel right. I just can't. I wouldn't be able to do it. I would feel bad. You know what I mean? Like I would just, it wouldn't, morally, it just would not sit right with me. I couldn't do it. But what I could do is wait for the S&P to fucking jam up to this high, though. That's what I could wait for. And yeah, everybody had a boot camp after that. Bro, that's what a lot of people forgot, is a lot of people learn from us, bro. Almost any name that you can think of, they all learn from us, dude. It's really not too much on New York. I mean, hey, I welcome any argument. No one's ever told me, John, you're wrong. New York's the most cleanest city there is. No one's ever said that to me and meant it. Few years, those guys selling courses will be selling books too. That's the game. Yeah. Well, I mean, a course is going to make a lot more money than a book would. I mean, because I can tell you right now, if people never caught on to my book, like if Michael didn't talk about it, if other people didn't talk about it and share it and stuff like that, it would have never happened. It would have never went #1. It probably would have never even went. No, we got it to top 10 before they started talking shit about it. I mean, we got to top 10. But then when the fuckery began, that's when that bitch launched to first place. I was like, this is awesome. I learned so much about marketing from that. It's ridiculous. And then it was, I think later I read one, I think it's Ryan Holiday's first book. It's called Trust Me, I'm Lying. Confessions of a Confessions of a Media Manipulator. Something like that. And you guys would not believe some of the shady shit that happens in the marketing industry. Like, look at Jake Paul, for example. Personally, I think Jake Paul's a piece of garbage. Okay? But everything that he does is a marketing stunt. All of it is. You know, getting into fights or talking shit or whatever, it's all fake. Everything about him, I think, is fake. It's only to, you know, and it's just like UFC. Right? What happens in UFC when fighters are getting ready to fight and, you know, they do their weigh-ins or whatever, or, you know, a couple weeks prior they do promotions, right? What typically happens? Oh, they start, you know, throwing fists at each other before the fight because it's drama to sell tickets to make money. Guys, with anything in life, you just follow the money. Okay? Follow the money. And you will find out why people do the shit they do. Okay? That's all you got to do. Follow the money. Lamad left New York and never looked back. Probably a good decision. Anyone teaching kids to act foolish is a piece of garbage? Yeah. That and just his comments on religion, I just don't really care for. But you know what? I'll be honest. I was not expecting that to get hit from down here. Because here's I'm gonna actually get back to the market with you guys instead of just sitting here talking shit. For me, I have no justification for why this is a low. I have no justification why this would be the low. It makes no sense. Like, for us to just turn right here just prior to the afternoon session and just run up higher. Me personally, I do not understand why that is the low. I don't know. So I wouldn't have just trusted that. Imbalance never comes in. Imbalance price never comes in. And it offers almost no retracement and just runs for the high. So was there an opportunity to long that to go higher? I mean, where? Maybe this imbalance right here. I guess. But God, today is just not like a solid day, in my opinion. And at least to me. You know, I can only give you my opinion. Attention economy is heavily influenced by emotions. People love drama, and to be emotional, you're 100% right. But we know that without me saying it. Oh, of course. Of course. That's why I don't watch the news. And that's really why I don't watch some shows that are extremely liberal. And I don't want to get into politics, okay? But it's just Netflix has a lot of shows that are anti-Republican. And it's not that I'm Republican, because I don't vote. But I'm saying, like, you have shows, almost everything on Netflix is anti-religion, anti-Republican, just like nasty shit. You know what I mean? Just nasty shows. And I mean, even shows on TV are the same way. They always start off like as a good show, and then they just take a real left turn and go straight into left field. Like American Horror Story, for example. I thought it was a pretty decent show. I liked it. You know, it was cool. I like horror shit, right? But then I forgot which season it was, like season 3 or season 4. It was when Trump was president. And so they were, or maybe it was a different show. I don't know. But they basically started to make Republicans like look really bad and shit. They didn't say Trump, but you know how they take shots, right? Like, you know how they do it. Like, so everybody knows that Trump's signature is the red hat with the MAGA on it, right? Make America Great Again or whatever. Okay. So instead of having that, they'll just have like an old white guy with a red hat on, just a plain red hat or something with an American flag. And then it's like a racist character. It's like, really? Seriously? And they do that on purpose, and I think that contributes to the divisiveness. They're contributing to the divisiveness of the US to try and make Republicans look bad, to try and play on people's emotions, and that I don't like. I hate when shows get political. I think politics should be left out of TV shows. Okay? All of it. So again, just to clarify, it's not that I am Republican. I'm just anti-far right, and I'm anti-far left. For sure far left. Because the far left are some weird motherfuckers, I tell you that. But the far right can be some pretty weirdos too. Both sides has bozos. All right? Just like those people in my story today. You know, I was tagging them and shit. Dude got mad. And no, Cameron, I don't vote. I've never voted before. The only vote that I care about is your vote when we do polls here. That's the only vote that counts to me. Let's take a poll. Let me see if we get some votes in here. Do you guys vote? In whatever election. I mean, presidential, whatever country you're from. Do you guys vote or not? I don't. I think the best part about not voting is also not having jury duty. I didn't tell you guys that story, did I? My dad was visiting, and I met him for lunch, and then it was awkward as fuck because my mom and then my uncle ended up coming too. So it was all three of us. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, it was just so awkward, right? And then, we're just having a conversation, and then they said something about, I don't know how jury duty got brought up, but they were just like, oh, yada, 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 jury duty. And I'm like, oh, I've never had jury duty before. And then I think it was my uncle who was like, oh, well, don't you vote? And I'm like, no, I don't vote. I've never voted before. And my mom, my dad, and my uncle all looked at me like I just murdered somebody. They were like, what? You don't vote? Like how un-American. Well, last time I checked, I served in the military for 4 years honorably. So I've done my fucking part. Okay? If anything, I helped, defend your freedom to do that bullshit. But I think voting is garbage. I think it's all controlled anyway. Like, everybody already knows, bro, that the current president that we have did not win the election. Everybody knows that. Like, it's not even a debate, bro. And if I have not proven to you by how controlled the markets are, and just by how shady, businesses are, like with Jake Paul and, UFC or whatever, the entertainment industry as a whole, celebrities as in general, if I have not shown you enough, I can't help you. But all of it is controlled, bro. Everything. Propaganda by Edward Bernays. I might look into it. I have so many books I have to read, bro. I probably shouldn't even buy a book for like at least a year. Probably 2. Sean's trying to get out of jury duty. Just tell him that the person's guilty. Be like, just look at him. Just look at him. He looks guilty, or she looks guilty. They probably would kick, let you go home for that. But not legal advice, okay? Not legal advice. I started learning about economics and it all went right out the window. Yeah. Yeah, economics in college and the economics they teach you is like bullshit too. I can teach you more about economics in fucking 15 minutes than probably a whole college curriculum. Oh shit, it has already been 50 minutes. Well, because the thing is, I mean, you guys just come up here and you let me sit here and bullshit. I just don't think there's anything to do today. There's no downside objective. An upside objective has been met already. We're trading higher on the Dow here. The Nasdaq is maybe halfway. We still have open lows. Dude, I think the whiskey bottle is just calling my name right now. Or maybe it's the Herradura. I don't know. Might pick up a cigar too. Let me go pick up cigars. Naruto picked my stream over jury duty. Oh man. I'm not sure I'm going to promote. I'm not sure I'm going to pin that one. Okay. Not sure I'm going to pin that one. What's economics? Oof. Man, that is a hard one to ask. I'll tell you. So according to Webster's dictionary, economics is a social science concerned chiefly with description and analysis of the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. In other words, economics is the study of how people allocate scarce resources for production, distribution, and consumption, both individually and collectively. So it's kind of like, well, the government, right? So what's good, Ali? Governments make money, first of all, hand over fist, okay? Because they tax everything. Your paycheck is taxed, then you go spend money and that's taxed. I mean, you trade and Jesus, that's taxed. Okay, everything is taxed. So the government makes all this money, and the problem is with the government is number one, there's like two parties, so everything's like split, right? But they essentially want to distribute, I guess, wealth, if you want to call it that, or resources, right? The money, and they want to do certain things. And that's why I think politics is so divisive, because, Republicans want less government control, Democrats want more government control. So more government control probably means more spending, which means higher taxes. So some people, they don't like taxes because they see their paycheck. They see their first or their second paycheck and they go, what the fuck? Well, I should have made all this money, but I only made this much. And then that's when they get, into politics, because they go, oh, well, this is bullshit. And then other people feel like the government should have more control. So more programs, or like free shit, free healthcare, free this, free that. But what a lot of people don't understand is that there's nothing in this world that is free. There is no such thing as free healthcare. That has to be paid for by somebody or something. Nothing is government funded. It's taxpayer funded. And that's where things get, you know, that's where people disagree. And then you get into more specifics, which I'm not going to get into today because I don't want to get into this kind of shit. But you asked, you know, so some people believe in free healthcare, and then some people believe that you should have private healthcare or whatever. And, you know, and everyone has their own belief, and you're allowed to believe what you believe. But me personally, I do not want to support a whole bunch of other people's lifestyle. That's one thing I don't want to do. I think it was like there's this certain line in the sand, okay? Fundamentals, what drives the markets, more precisely for us, macroeconomics, central bank, yada yada. Right, Ali, and that's the problem with governments, is that they cannot allocate money to everything. And so there's always a disagreement. The money should go here, or it should go here, or whatever. Anyway, so to me, there is a line in the sand. And this is, I guess, one of the reasons why I would probably consider myself more Republican than I am Democrat, meaning I probably lean more to the right, even though I don't vote. And one of the reasons for that is because there are people out there, okay, that cannot work. Old people, they can't work. People that are disabled, they can't work. People that are mentally incapacitated, like half the people I fucking argue with on the internet, okay? They cannot work. They cannot make money. So they cannot support themselves. So what happened a long time ago, this was like before the government like took over certain services, is a lot of the care for the elderly and the sick, you know, and the disabled, the church would usually take care of those kinds of people. Okay? Now that to me is fair, right? I've broken my collarbone before in middle school. I broke my collarbone, so I was in a cast for, I don't know, I think it was like 6 months, 7 months. Now, if I was an adult who broke my collarbone and I didn't trade or anything like that, and I had a actual job, like say at a warehouse or something, and I wasn't able to work, well then of course there should be some support for that, but that's got to come from somewhere, right? So it's got to be either the church, whichever one, because there's thousands of different kinds, okay, or through taxes. So with taxes, I don't mind paying for that, right? If you're old or whatever, you can't make money, but you can't just leave those people alone. You got to help them out, right? That's just the right thing to do. But I think what I have a problem with is when people cheat the system, because you can easily cheat the system and either get disability or get government checks or you know, some sort of government assistance, even though you don't need it. So I have an issue personally with people that cheat the system because they just don't want to work. That I don't like. Okay? Because if you can work and you don't, that to me, you're just a bitch for that. Okay? Like you're just a lazy sack of shit. That's what you are. And that's in the Bible too. Not the way I said it, but in the Bible, it was, I believe it was Moses who was leading his people to the promised land. And I think it was either him or someone else. And they were having, I guess, a conversation at some point in time. And they were saying like, look, bro, if you don't work, you don't eat. It's in the Bible. If you don't work, you don't eat. I wholeheartedly agree with that. If you're just a lazy sack of shit, you don't deserve to eat. Okay, plain and simple. Because if I'm like, let's say this was biblical times, okay? Let's say we're out there in the jungle and we're hunting lions and gazelles and whatnot. You know, we've got our spears and shit. And we're, you know, setting traps or whatever. We're risking our lives because we're fighting bears and shit. You know, trying to put together some food. And, you know, we're out here doing this, and then we bring our kills back to the tribe. And oh, you get to eat even though you slept in, you sat around all day, didn't do anything, but you get to eat? Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. It's the same idea, but on a much larger scale. And that's why a lot of people believe that taxation is theft, because, well, number one, it is. Okay? But like with me, I shouldn't have to be forced a certain amount, especially an increasing amount, to fund things that should not be funded. So what I'm saying, just to be clear, is there's got to be a certain line in the sand where the people that deserve to be taken care of are taken care of. But the people that can provide for themselves that choose not to, where they don't get taken care of, and give them the fucking middle finger and tell them to get the hell out of here. That's probably, I would say, is what I believe in. So does that make sense, everybody? So you kind of know where I stand? Some people deserve to be taken care of, but the people who can work, who don't, you're just lazy. And I think that is what makes me lean more to the right side of the political spectrum. But what tosses me away from the right side is when they do weird shit. Like, I'm just not even going to get into it. But some days I'm like, some days I look at Democrats and I go, why would anyone on earth ever claim to be Democrat? And then sometimes I look at Republicans and I see the shit they do, and I'm like, oh my God, why on earth would anybody in the world ever claim to be Republican? You know? So that's why I don't want to side with either one, because it's just like, it's just too much. I just want to do what I do, man. I just want to trade the markets. I just want to be on YouTube. I just want to go have a cigar and some whiskey. Like, I just want to live my life, bro. And I don't want to be worried about all this other bullshit. And what I'm trying to watch for is, like, maybe we have a divergence here because we have Dow Jones above our morning high. The S&P was only able to get to these highs and has traded a little bit lower. The Nasdaq has also taken these short-term highs. If we get bearish order flow, I think we could trade lower for Nasdaq. If we dump here, I'm wondering if this ends up becoming a mitigation. Right there. There's like an imbalance right there too. That's probably the only thing I'd take today. But I'll tell you what though, what I think I'd rather do is probably paper. I tried to record a video earlier today. I tried to short this during lunch, and then we got down to this low, and then I got stopped at a break even. That would have been a really fun recording to show you guys, but it didn't happen. But now that we've swept this high, if we break down, I'd like to see this become a mitigation. But right now, it doesn't look like it's doing that. And that's another reason why I don't trade lunch, because that's right at 10:55. That's like right before lunch. And then what does lunch do? It does a whole lot of nothing, and then I just break even. So that's fucking great. But I think outside of this, I don't think I'm going to do anything today. Decline in the male workforce in the U.S. since 1960s. 5-minute mitigation for the lows on Nasdaq. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. We need that convincing movement lower, or displacement. We need that lower. And it just doesn't look like it wants to give that vibe today. I mean, I would like to think that this is a stop run for us to just collapse lower. But I can tell you, number one, Friday is my worst day historically. And with today, this is sloppiness to me. I don't understand why S&P made that low here. I don't know why Nasdaq just didn't run the lows. Doesn't make sense to me. And then also, the Dow is above its previous high. Nasdaq is a lot weaker. So it's just very mixed, and it's just very just gross today. Today would be a very good day to take off. That's why I said at the beginning this would be a short stream, because I feel like being here today is almost a waste of time. Could the 7 a.m. candle be a mitigation as well? You talking about this? I don't know about that. The problem with this here is that it had already traded into that at 9:15. Right there. And I also do not understand why this did not run these lows. So because things are doing that, it's just doing weird shit to me. Like it's behaving in a manner where I cannot be accurate. Does that make sense? Like it just, the way it moves and what it's been doing, I cannot have any sort of, I don't have any confidence to say, yeah, I think it's going to run lower, or I think it's going to go higher. I think the only thing I can justify is shorts. But as always, when we come on here and say, okay, well, our bias is this, or our bias is that, or no bias. If we do not get a setup that is in alignment with the bias that we went into it with, there's nothing to do, right? So last night I gave the bearish bias on the Dow. It's trading above this morning's high. So that, to me, I can't do something with that, because it's not our bearish index for today. If anything, it's our leader today. And it's just not what you want to do. So what I'm saying is right here. Okay. That, or maybe it wasn't traded into. Maybe I just thought it did. Oh, okay. It missed it by 1/4 of a point. But yeah, if we start really getting some conviction lower, I would trust the Nasdaq bumping this before the weekend. But I'm not putting real money at risk today. No, no, no. That's already off the table. I will stick to the TradingView paper account today. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do. 28 votes. 43% of you said yes. 57% of you said no. Interesting. Interesting. All right, maybe we'll spend a little bit of time here today. Maybe we'll spend a little bit of time. Whew. Anyways, you guys have any more questions? Or anything else you want to look at? Is there anything else? Do we have any of our newer members on here today? Besides BG? I think is Sean? There's either that Sean or a different one I think is newer as well. Oh man, that's a nice down candle though. I will tell you that. That's a nice one. Oh, look at that. What's the Dow doing? Barely any fucking thing. That's what that's doing. Dow barely fucking moved. You gotta love it. This doesn't seem like today's low. I don't think this is gonna be our low of the day. This doesn't make any sense to me. Like that. What is that bullshit? I don't think so. I do not think so. Let me oh man, I can't stop yawning. I gotta grab another energy drink. I gotta do it. With the mitigation model like this here, given it's bearish, why is it you have the bearish candle highlighted and not the bullish? Well, because the down candle is what makes the mitigation. Like me, I look at that down candle as a candle where smart money would be allowed to exit their longs, because if the market has shown its willingness to go lower, anyone who is long right now is offside. So in order to not be offside, when the market comes back up, it allows smart money or smart money traders to mitigate their positions, as in, oh shit, we've overstayed our welcome. We need to get out of longs before the market trades lower. I look at that as an opportunity to short to go lower. That's why. And that happens at the down candle, not the up candles. Well, I mean, they're damn near the same shit because you have the down candle followed by up candles. So it's, I mean, it's damn near the same price point here. But I don't highlight the up candles. I highlight the down candle. Okay. It would be the same idea here, but this looks very sloppy. And that's a very deep retracement it has to get to. Excuse me. Man. Wouldn't let me post that question whole as it was too long. Oh yeah, there's only 200 characters, I guess. There's not a way for us to change that. That's just how it is. I am yawning because Bang hasn't sponsored me. Well, I know a guy who goes to church with the CEO of Bang Energy, but the reason I'm not going to reach out to Bang Energy is because they lost that fucking lawsuit to Monster Energy or Monster Inc., whatever it is, and they owe like $200 million or some shit. So I don't want to be any part of that. I don't want to represent Bang Energy. I would rather represent Rain. Rain, I believe, also is owned by Monster. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they are owned by Monster. So I'd rather be a part of Rain. Now, I posted yesterday and I tagged Rain thinking that they would like it or whatever, and they didn't even fucking bother. So I'm like, well, damn. All right, then. Fine. Oh, look at the, so yeah, look at the difference there too. That's what was different. And now we've done this all day, so this might not hold, but there's a lower high here on the S&P, whereas the Nasdaq has a higher high. Let me see. 1241 to 1 o'clock. 1241 to 1 o'clock. So the Nasdaq is higher and above a previous high. We slammed down, we rallied. There's actually a small imbalance right there too. I didn't want that because I told you on that 5 minute I wanted us to leave this, like leave it and leave a 5 minute imbalance there, but it didn't do that. It said, screw you, John. I don't care what you want. So that to me, probably the high has been set. For the afternoon, at least. That's what I think. If I'm wrong, then it'll trade above this high, and then that's it. And then there's nothing else to do. You might be right, 2020. You might be right. Cameron. My goodness. Cameron. Why would the orders be at the up candles? Okay. Why would they be there when you have this entire leg higher? They might have been averaging in on the way down. So on the way up, their average might be somewhere in here. Their average might be whatever that is. So if they're able to mitigate their orders there, they would probably take a loss if they bought that or they bought that, but they take a win on these orders, where I got fucking break even, on those orders. You see what I'm saying? They're not doing what we do by, you know, trying to get the high and then get out at the low. They're not doing that. They're scaling in positions. So they could be shorting on the way up to distribute below old lows. Okay? So it's not just these 3 up candles, it's this entire leg here. So they might be able to scratch some of the small trades, take a loss on some of the small trades, but take a win on some other trades back in here. Okay? They do not trade like you and I do. They have access to money you and I would never even imagine existed. Like, it's almost like it wouldn't even make sense. Like the amount of capital that smart money traders and just central banks period have access to. Like, it's unfathomable. Like, I'm sure this would never happen, but I'm sure if we just went to the central bank one day and we were just able to see like some accounts or like some sort of bank accounts or some sort of net worth activity, we would probably shit our pants. We would probably have to sit there and count how many zeros that is or how many digits is in that price number. I mean, because their net worth is probably like looking like phone numbers. You know what I mean? Not quadrillions, but I mean billions for certain. Easily. Easily. So hopefully that explains why I don't look at the up candles like that. And this is just that 1 minute time frame. It's not letting me move. But that was a 1 minute imbalance inside of this 5 minute mitigation. It didn't leave it the way I wanted it to. It was kind of more like immediate. Why was your overall bias low for today? Well, my friend, if we get this level here, 15,547, if we can get that, I will let you know. It was in the market review yesterday, but I will tell you again here. But I'll tell you before we get off, because I could even be wrong still. In the bias, at least, I could be wrong. Yeah, the central bank of central banks. Right. I mean, if you think regular normal people can be shady, imagine what people would do at a level where they control all the money. You ever thought about that? People have robbed and killed for a pair of Jordans. What do you think those people at the central banks who control the world's money, what do you think they're capable of doing? That shit'll keep you up at night. That shit will keep you up at night. Or at least their capabilities. I mean, they have the power to print money, right? They have the power to fund anything and everything they want. Anything. So, what's destructive? What about viruses? What about sicknesses, diseases? Hey, I'm just saying. Not that I'm trying to keep you up at night, but if you could fund anything you wanted to, what would you fund? I think if it were me, And somebody was saying this the other day about what BlackRock and all these other companies are doing. What I think, if it was me, if I could do the most evil shit possible, which I would never do, but I'm saying, like, if I had that opportunity, I think what I would do is make it to where you would never be able to own a home. You could only rent them. Same with cars. If I had money like that, I would go to Tesla and I would buy every last car and I would rent them all out. Zero ownership for houses and for cars. So you could never own a house. You would rent from me forever, indefinitely. That's fucked up, right? That sounds pretty fucked up. Because why do most people, you know, they take 15-year mortgages or 30-year mortgages, and then, you know, once that's over, yeah, you get, you know, you have your house. But imagine never owning a house. You just rent forever. And you're just paying BlackRock or some company. You're just paying them every month, even if it's cheap. Like, let's say the average rent in your neighborhood was like $1,000 a month. I mean, I'd make it to where it'd be cheaper, probably like $750, but there would be zero equity. So you could leave, you could find a house somewhere else, but then the next person that comes in, they're just going to keep paying. And when you switch houses, all you're going to do is go to a new house, and if it's owned by me, then you're just going to go back to paying me. That's what I think these people are doing. You look at who's buying up a bunch of land. Why would somebody want to own a very significant amount of land for, let's say, farming, for example? Why? Why do you want to own something like that? You want to own the food, or you want to be able to control massive amounts of food? Why is that? Repossessed due to interest rate, mortgage crisis. Yeah. Anyway, 30 minutes left in the day. I think the final hour we might see some movement. But I'm going to stick with my bias of short. I think we'll still trade below these lows. But if anything, this did work the other day. This might not work today. In that double your money video, if you go back and watch the last, like if you look at that price leg, right before the big dump, there was a 15-minute imbalance. Now, we do have one here. But the way that market had panned out, it didn't look the same. Like the imbalance was way like closer to the target than like these lows would have been up here or something. Like it was vastly different. So the only thing that I think that I would say is probably, like on paper, we could short this imbalance with a stop at this high and then targeting these lows. The only issue with that is risk reward, because you do not have a 1 to 3 from that. Like if we set a limit at 610. Oh, it did get to 610. If our stop was like 48, 15,648. Okay, that's $760 a contract. Jesus. The low is 547. I mean, I'd be willing to probably say we're going to get into the 20s, because this is that big ass, I think there's a gap or an imbalance here. So I'd easily be willing to say 520. But even then, that's not going to be a 1 to 3, not even close. That's more like a 1 to 2 and some change, I think. Okay. Now, again, this is you can see it up here. It's at the top right. It says paper account. Okay, so this is not a live trade, and I sure as fuck would not put $700 on this. But the risk reward on something like that is not. The 15-minute time frame this late in the day, it's very hard to squeeze a 1 to 3. 520 is there. So that's a 1 to 2. You would have to be targeting something longer. A 1 to 3 is not until that. And that's to say we don't get there first. Fine. We'll do that then, in order to make it a 1 to 3. But I really do not like the 5-minute price action that we have. So the only thing we'd be going off of is a 15-minute imbalance. That's it. So what we'll do is we'll watch this for a little bit. But that's really the only thing that I would, I guess, be expecting. And I'm wondering, I was looking to see if we made lows right there. I don't think we did. But I guess we'll watch on a 1-minute time frame just so we can actually get a little bit more action here, I guess. But that's it, man. I mean, that's assuming a big ass move. All right. We'll watch it for a bit. And we'll see. What do you guys think? If you have a live account, do not put an order there. Okay? I'm warning you now. Don't do it. Just because I'm looking at something on paper, okay, that is not a signal for you to put real money at risk, okay? Not today, at least. But yeah, so back to what I was saying about the houses. That's what I would do. I would prevent any type of ownership at all because I would want to own it. I would probably, if I could start a grocery store, I would do a grocery store, but I would have in-house financing. So by that, I mean, I would have it to where it's like, hey, you can't pay for groceries. That's okay. We have a credit card that, you know, you can take out. And then that'll probably be like something ridiculous, like 15%. So then what'll happen inevitably is if food becomes scarce or I don't know, like the prices of everything just skyrocket, you're still going to buy it because people are going to think that they can afford it. Like, oh yeah, I'll just credit card it. And I'll make more money in the long run because you're going to have late fees. You're going to have interest. And by the time things settle down and prices go back to normal, you're still going to be paying interest on when you took out the loan for your groceries. So I would want to own the house you live in. I would want to own the car that you drive. and the food that you eat. Matter of fact, if I owned the car that you have, I would have a device that if you didn't pay for your car, instead of being repossessed, it just shuts off. Not obviously while you're driving, but like if you're at the house and you didn't pay for, to use the car that month, it just won't start. I'll have some sort of device that you can't even start your car. Yeah, I would probably do some evil ass shit like that. So that's just kind of what I'm guessing is going to happen at some point. Like I think, something like that is eventually going to happen. Dow's kind of barely retracing a little bit. You know how scary that would be? How long do you think people will accept that boot on their neck though? Well, they would have to. There would be almost no choice. Oh, you want to be rebellious? Well, now I'll revoke your groceries permission or something. Be like, "Oh, your food card has been declined." France 1790s. There's always a choice. Yeah. But I'm just saying I could see that happening in the future. I would want to own social media as well. Then I'd be able to control everything you watch. I'll kind of do what Twitter did and block the side that I don't want to see. Twitter was very anti-right. Facebook, same shit. I mean, they're all owned by the same fucking people anyway. So a lot of the right content, the right-winged people were suppressed while all the left side were promoted. It's voter fraud is what it is. And that happened. So I could easily, if I own that house that you live in, right? I'd say, okay, I'm going to give you access to television, but it's only going to be, Democratic content or Democratic shows. And all the shows are going to make Republicans look bad and Democrats look good, or vice versa. But in all seriousness, I think that's where we're heading. Now, obviously, I'm not going to do that, or I don't even have the capabilities to do something like that. But I can guarantee you there's people that are probably working on doing that. Massive censorship. Sean, you're not going to find these on MT5 because these are futures. These are futures contracts, not CFDs. What you're probably looking for is NAS 100 or SPX or US 30. Is what I'm assuming. Huh. Interesting. This is a previous 15-minute imbalance as well. So it almost looks like we're just bouncing around from imbalance to imbalance. Hopefully we trade liquidity to liquidity, though. That's what I'm assuming. But I can tell you 15-minute imbalance and entering right at the beginning of it, I would not be surprised if this was instant drawdown, just so you know. Gold? We can look at gold. Been looking at the fucking indices all day. At the indices all day. All right, looks like we shorted Nasdaq. All right, with gold. Let's see. Well, so Tuesday was a massive up day. We traded back down today. Friday of last week, you do have that down candle here. Fractal low as well. I can almost guarantee you I probably would have not wanted the long gold. I think the dollar is rallying, or at least is doing something like that similarly. And I don't really think there's a higher probability target either. So I probably would have been reluctant to want to long in here. That and silver ran some highs during New York and then has ripped lower, substantially lower. So I wouldn't have wanted a short going into that either. I mean, excuse me. Well, afterward, I would have not wanted to long that either one of those. Even though it's in this daily down candle here and it has reacted some, but I would have really left this alone today. I think overall today's just not a day that I would consider clean. I mean, I'm sure if we can go back and look, there was some clean setups, but I just do not feel accurate today. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't feel like I'm in sync with what the market is doing today. I mean, I guess we could always argue, like, come back and say, well, yeah, I mean, it ran a low and then it rallied and there's like an imbalance here. So, I mean, we could always come back, you know, and argue that, well, yeah, that's an imbalance inside of a daily, you know, candle that you could be bullish on. But I'm saying it's like, what's the target though? The high here swept a previous high. So that to me is not a high probability target. And look, we haven't even traded up there. So I mean, I had a nice run, but it's not doing anything. And I think that's why Friday is typically my worst day anyway, like last day of the week. Usually not the greatest for me. Bearish bias on Nasdaq, 1 hour mitigation should hold in my opinion. Higher time frame mitigations can get tapped into on lower time frames. Wicks, yeah. Well, we need to go see what it's at. So we shorted what, 610. And I'll just put a line there so we can know where that's at. Just make it red so we know that that's short. All right, I guess we'll see. In my honest opinion, if it was really, like if I was trying to be super accurate, what I wouldn't want, I would want like this 5-minute imbalance to hold as well. But I think that is asking for a lot today. I'm telling you, I feel so out of tune today Like earlier this week was clean. We had some good calls early this week. With today, I just feel out of it. And I think it would be up for the final hour to make its move. Either make its move to the stop or make its move to the lows. I would not want to see us consolidate here. I mean, of course, we could do that, but that's not what I would want to see. Yeah, today is just... it's just not doing things I would want it to do. You know what I mean? Does that make sense, everybody? Like that break even in here. I think Nikki said she broke even as well. It's like, it's just doing weird things today. But I'll press a button just, you know, just to see, just for practice and experience. But on a real account, I would absolutely not take this. And with that being said, I am going to grab a drink. So I'll be back in 2 seconds. All right. I told you it wouldn't take that long. Also, I think if we really wanted to manage this correctly, what we probably should do is watch all three indices at the same time. But I feel like that would be a lot to watch today, though. At least on one screen. I mean, that we got a lot of fucking drawings up here, too. Let's take this line off, but let's keep this here. Let's keep that right there. Take this line off. We're going to take that line off, too. We're going to take this line and relabel it. Middle, no. Yeah, middle right, we're going to say downside target. $12, we're going to take off. Final hour, we'll keep on. And we're going to take off these boxes as well. I just feel like it's covering up a lot of space. And this line, we're just going to make different. We're going to shorten that too. We'll just put that here. Oh, we're at 610.5. Did we really get slipped on a fucking demo account? But I guess we got positive slippage. But okay, whatever. I'm not gonna argue it. Well, interesting observation, Arto. Was that a cut water? What the fuck is that? This, my friend, is a Kiwi blend rain storm. Ah. Refreshing. All right, so what I can tell you right now, number one, I like the reaction, but I do not care for this 5-minute candle because we don't have a wick on the high end of it. I absolutely do not care for that. because that it could come back, price could come back for. So here's the problem. Here's what runs through my mind. If we do not make a new low here and price comes back up, I think this is gonna definitely go against us. That's what I believe. I don't want to go break even just yet because there's a lack of wick right here. And I feel like, oh, it'll come up, break us even, and then dump lower and go, yeah, fuck you, John. So that's what I'm thinking. Now, I would be willing to go break even if we can get below this low here. Now, we're only on one contract, which means we cannot take partials. If I had more than one contract, or if I went with micros instead, what I would do is I would look to take partials at this new low. Now, usually when I take partials, it's if I'm not already break even, then I would go break even too. But it's a nice 5-minute candle so far. It's printing. And then we're also going to come up on the last hour. So the last hour, it could just really do some weird shit. But we are going to find out here in a few minutes. Jesus. So it tapped that low, but I don't think it traded below that. Yeah, 15, 581 and a quarter. 581 and a quarter. Yeah. Hasn't traded below that yet. So if it gets right there, boom, that's a partial right there, is what I'm saying. If you're following along, if you're practicing, that right here is a partial. Not a collapse, the whole thing, but that right there, partial. Now, when I partial, I usually go break even. Okay? So technically, we should be paid. Now, again, I only have one contract, so I cannot partial, but I will go break even. Okay? So now we've done what? Eliminated risk. Now that we've eliminated, again, this is a paper account, okay? So there's no real money involved. But if this were real money, we have eliminated risk, we have a high probability downside target, and this is now a risk-free trade. Free money Fridays. You understand? So, what I don't like is how we have no wick on upside here, and we have this bullshit right here. Okay, I don't like that when I'm in a short, because I feel like the market is going to come back for that, and if it does it aggressively enough, it comes back to get us even, and that's why we partial at new lows. The S&P did not make a new low. The Nasdaq, or excuse me, the Dow Jones did not make a new low either, so that is slightly concerning. Because this might not go to our target. This might come back and get us out. And that's the whole point of partialing at new lows. Okay? But now we just have to wait. We have 1 hour left. I lied. We have 1 hour and 2 minutes and some change. Unless this hits our downside target. I believe our downside target would be a partial. But that would be the biggest partial to me. I would take the majority off at this downside target. But again, I only have one contract, so there's really only thing I can do. It's just it's hold or fold. You know what I mean? And that's why I hate trading just one contract. It's all or nothing. So it's either you call or you fucking fold. It's hard to say. The real seashell. Cutwater margaritas. They can design as similar colors. Oh, they can design as similar colors. I believe they're 12.5% alcohol per 12 ounces. Jesus. That's a lot. I guess I can't really say it's a lot because whiskey's like 40%, or tequila's like 40-45%. So I guess I can't. Do we have an alert here? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And this is why I said we would, if this was real, if I had real money at risk, you bet your ass I would be watching all three indices right now at the same time. Because I'd be worried. I'd be like, well, why hasn't S&P made a new low yet? What's going on? What's happening here? Y'all ever seen that video? Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. That's what I think is happening here. Something ain't right. Something is not right. Or that's just me really, really over managing the trade. See, what you don't want to do is watch the money. Okay? Because according to that P&L, you know, that's 700, 690s. You know, you don't want to watch this fluctuate. Okay? If you can see that, right? Yeah, right here. You don't want to watch the money fluctuate. Because you'll look at that and you'll go, oh shit, 800, oh, let me close it. You don't want to do that. You want to focus on the market. You want to focus on the process, not the outcome. All right, so now we're in the final hour. Now it's do or die time. Final hour of the week, baby. Final hour of the week. Can we get some volatility? And my God, I'm getting a steak, whiskey, and a cigar after today because today's been rough. Like reading wise, it's been rough. See, because now this is why you don't watch the money, because now it's going to come back and you're going to see the P&L and you're going to be like, oh, well, I was up 800. Now I'm only up 700. Oh, now I'm in the 600s. You don't want to do that. Especially with real money. You don't want to do that because you're going, oh, shit. Well, that's a day's work. Oh, that's 2 days work. Like, I'm telling you, you don't want to do that. You want to focus on the market. We're focused on the downside target. What can we control? Our ability to close, our ability to take partials, our ability to move stops, our ability to not be, we can be nervous, right? I'm a little bit nervous because I'm in front of people and I don't want to be wrong in front of people. Let's just be honest. Okay. I don't care if it's a demo account or not. Right. I don't want to be wrong in front of you guys. Okay. Some of you think very highly of me, and me being wrong, you know, I don't want to do that, but I'm still here. Okay. I'm still showing you what I think is going to happen. And I am putting it out there that, yeah, I could come out here and be wrong, you know? So yeah, I do have emotions here. Shit, I'm almost willing to bet one of you probably shorted in here just because I did, even though I told you not to. That's what I assume. But yeah, energy drink, final hour, emotions. It can be hard, man. Now, obviously, it's not as hard as if we were in severe drawdown. But what did I tell you to do? Is Willow still here? What did we say the other day? About trading psychology, right? Well, just take a better fucking trade then. And this is what I meant by that. Because really, we shouldn't have any emotions at all because we're already at break even. So there shouldn't be emotions, but there still is because we are going to have them. So who else is still here? I know we're losing some viewers, even though we're getting sniper entries on stream. But who's still here? You guys still here? Leon's here. Nikki is here. 2020 is here. Yeah, apparently there's more fake accounts going around of me. Well, that, my friend, is why I got the blue check. Oh, we're printing another down candle, though. That's nice. That's nice. What's the money on that? Oh, 900. So $900 in 140, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. It's about to crack 1,000. That's a rack. That's a rack right there. So that means this low should definitely be at least 1 comma. I'm going to be honest though. That downside target, I'm probably going to close this shit. I'll be 1,000% honest with you. I will probably close here as soon as we get below that low. I don't want to hold for down here. I just don't want to do it. If it gives us a nice kerplunk right here, I'm just going to get the fuck out of it. But watch, now it's going to troll me if I can reverse. The S&P, ooh, we're lower there. That's good. That's what we wanted to see. Dow is catching up a little bit with the bearishness. But I don't know what the target is for Dow. Maybe the lunch low. I would assume. But again, I really still do not like how we left this here. We have a gap right there, no wick right there. I don't like that. I really don't. Maybe I'm just being too demanding. Who knows? Who knows? Dude, you know what? Today has been such a weird day. It didn't take the low the first time. You know how funny that would be if we didn't take it again and just rallied from here? I think I would just, I don't know, probably just quit. Be like, you know what? I'm fucking done being a trader. I'm done doing this shit. I'm done. Just be like, man, I ain't never thought about giving up till this bullshit. I want to put an alert at these other levels, but I feel like it's just unnecessary. But if I was watching all three, I'd have an alert here because I want to know when that gets met. Same thing with the S&P. I want to know when that gets met because these have all got to be met very close in time. There's just no way that they don't. Oof. Bitch, I'm out. I'm done. I'm not holding. Not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm over this shit. But there it is. Look at that. Ain't that lovely? Ain't that lovely? Oh man, but fucking John never calls trade. He just talks about random shit. I do talk about random shit. And then we come in here and make the markets our biatch. So how much is that, bro? I did take a loss on this earlier. That's $1,300 right there. And we're not even holding it. I did say, didn't we say 1520 or 480? I think that was it, which we could still get because it's only early in the last hour. But I'm done, bro. I'm so sick of this shit today. I'm just done. I've been on the computer all day. I want to go home. I want to go to I need to go to the store and grab a cigar, bro. I'm over it. And I would not be upset if this thing keeps going. In at the high. Look at that entry. Look, guys, look. I will still tell you, you can see it. It's a paper account, okay? That bitch is still a wick entry. Fuck out of here. What do you mean? Look at that 15-minute. Look at that. Yeah, we broke even earlier, but then we just made the afternoon our biatch. 1 minute time frame. Look at that. Look at that, bro. Come on. Naked chart. No lines. Not bad, huh? You know, if anything, it was that imbalance is what did it. And you know what that is? Watch this shit. Watch this Matryoshka real quick before we hop off. Watch this. 15-minute imbalance. 5-minute imbalance. And that 5 minutes also a 1 minute. Oof. Too crispy. Too clean. And yeah, this will probably still run lower. But I'm over it. I'm just over it. And I don't want to teach you to get out early. I don't want to do that, but listen. I've been watching this all day. I've been frustrated with today because I wasn't pinpointing here. But I had to do something today. I had to do something. Okay? And this is that ego. This is that sport. This is that competition, man. You either got to have it or you don't. You either got to want this shit or you don't. And I'm willing to sit here for 2 hours and show you real time. That's pretty blessed if you ask me. We're going to take a screenshot though. And we'll probably have to include this bullshit from earlier. Can't help you there. But re-entering the market without revenge. And for label's sake, what we're going to do... Five-minute imbalance and our 15. Should have been a members only stream today. It should have been. What we're going to do, screenshot that. And that is all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. That is all she wrote. Oh, I lied. I told you what we would do is, why is my bias short? Because, my friend, if we scratch everything here, if you just go out straight up to the regular trading hours for the Dow Jones, I mentioned this in a market review yesterday, 35,222 was a downside objective. It was a downside objective for today. Now today it went higher. But in that market review, I said specifically, we need bearish order flow first. And that would convince me to go short. Now, we obviously did not get to that level. We're not even close. I agree. But that doesn't mean you can't find a short on the S&P. What happened on the S&P today? Again, we're still regular trading hours, but we created equal highs. We ran that, dropped down, retracement. The 5-minute looks like absolute hot dog water, but that 15-minute imbalance is right there. What it do? Ran from this imbalance to this liquidity. What's the market do? It runs from liquidity to liquidity. It moves from imbalance to liquidity. The market moves from what to what? Liquidity to liquidity. Hello. It's just the in-between is what makes trading really juicy. So that'll be it for today. I think we closed out today pretty good, pretty strongly. You know, if you were here earlier and then you left, well, you just missed it, didn't you? You missed that finesse, man. So have a good weekend, everyone. Y'all be blessed. I appreciate the promotion on Instagram, the screenshots and the tags and all that. I really do. I appreciate it. That's how we grow here. Okay? So hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you had fun watching real-time price action. And if you did take a real trade, well, shame on you, because I told you not to. But if you did, even though I told you not to, pay yourself. Okay? Get your monies. Not financial advice, but if it was me, all these lows here, price is there. So study that. Study today, man. For those of you that are in the challenge, the discipline challenge, well, look what I gave you. All right? Y'all be blessed. Have a good weekend.